Hey beauties, today I'm going to teach you a trick of how to look younger, and this is huge, okay, if you have the droopy eyelids like I do, okay? So I'm going to show you on one eye so you can kind of see the difference. You can see if you don't have droopy eyes, if you're like, what does that mean? Then you don't have droopy eyes, but unfortunately I do. And so this is an amazing trick that is going to make you look younger. First of all, just putting eyeliner and mascara on is going to make you look younger, but this little trick anybody can do, I promise. So I'm going to use, you can use whatever colors you like, but this is palette 6. I couldn't remember. This is palette 6 from Unique, and you can see I love it because I've used most of the colors. But you're just going to take a light color and you're going to put it on all over your lids. Now, first thing you have to do, absolutely, and do not forget this, is you must put an eye primer on, okay? You absolutely must put an eye primer on. One of the main reasons that we look older is because we're not getting enough moisture in our skin, okay? And so you want to always make sure you moisturize. That's huge, huge, huge. That goes without saying. We want moisture, okay? So, but an eye primer is going to help make your makeup stay, but most importantly, it's going to keep the makeup from settling into fine lines and wrinkles, okay? And that is huge, huge, huge. So make sure, and I've already done that in some other videos. So make sure that you prime your eyes and you make sure that you let it dry for about 5 minutes. This is what I used. Touch Glorious primer. There are some, that's a face and eye one, or you can use just an eye one, but make sure to prime your eyes. If your eyes are, let's say your lids have blue veins in them or redness or whatever, then you're gonna want to use a primer that has color in it. Like our eye primer, it has a tint in it. And so when you put it all over your eyes, it will help you to get rid of that discoloration before you put the eyeshadow on, right? Because if you put the eyeshadow on right away, over your red and blue, then that kind of bleeds into it. So make sure that's so, so important. And when you're putting the primer on, make sure that you kind of, be really gentle with it, but make sure if you have fine lines and wrinkles that you're really massaging that into those lines and wrinkles, because you want that to soak in to the lines and kind of fill it in, right? So then when you put the eyeshadow over it, or in terms of your face, whenever you're going to put your foundation over your primer, you don't want that foundation to soak into those pores and make them stand out. You don't want it to soak into your fine lines and wrinkles, okay? So it's very important with your eyes to make sure you prime, okay? So then, like I said, light color. You want a light color all over your lid. Now the secret, and this is going to blow you away like it did when I learned it, is your next color that you're going to use is, and I'm just going to use, I really like this. This is just a fun color right here, impressive, and it looks good on everybody. But whereas you would normally put it in your, see how you kind of have that curve in your eyes, right? So normal people who don't have that crazy hooded eye, like some of us do, that would be okay, right? You would just kind of do, I call it a triangle. You just kind of go in that dent, in that curvature, and you kind of do a triangle here, right? Well, here's the thing. When you open your eye, you don't see the color, right? Because that hood is kind of falling down and it doesn't let you see it good. So let's do this on both eyes, and that way I can show you the right way and the wrong way. So normally, if you haven't been taught this, you're just gonna kind of, and you want to do only the corners of your eye, okay? Because we want to lift those eyes up. And if you're making it in the corner of the eye, then that's gonna help lift that eye up. And remember, it has to be a dark color. And so again, just kind of do your triangle, and I'm just going to put it only in where that curve is in my eye socket, I guess. Okay, and again, you can't see it, right? So here's the trick. Take your color and you're going to bring it up. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of fake that our line is up here. And then you're going to look in the mirror, right? You're going to keep looking and say, can I see it now? If you can see it, like now I'm starting to see it, right? So everybody is different how much room they have from their brow to how far it is when you have that sunken in hooded eye. So you got to kind of close your eye and then open. So see how now you can see it, right? So look at the difference between this one still looks droopy, but this one actually doesn't look droopy because we faked everybody out by putting that color up. And that's all I did. Look at the difference is I just brought the color up. So the secret to any eyeshadow look to look good is a blending brush. You want a good blending brush. Now that is something that don't buy a cheap blending brush. I promise you good brushes will last you forever, and a good blending brush will be the difference between a good eye look and a bad eye look. So when you see people who you're like, how come I can never get that look like she has? It's probably because you don't have a good blending brush. So again, I'm not going to do this one yet because I want you guys to see the difference. So look at the difference between how much younger this eye looks to this one, just because all I did was brought up that color. Okay, and I blended it out. And if you watch my videos, you know blending is my middle name. Blend, 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 blend. You never want to see any harsh lines. You don't want to know where something started and where something ended, and that's what's going to make it look amazing. You can go with just that look. If I'm in a hurry, that's totally what I do. I only do 2 colors. But you have to have that dark color if you want to hide the hooded eye. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to use this Enthralled, which is a brown color. Again, it has to be a dark color. And you're just going to, this time you're not going to bring this color up. This time you're only going to put it in the corner of your eye where your triangle was. You're only going to put it there. And all that's going to do is kind of give you a darker area to kind of make that eye pulled up, because it pulls it up from this. It's like giving you an eye lift, right? So that is my amazing trick. Love it, love it, love it. If you didn't watch my brows video, the reason that there's color under there is because I've already used a lighter color to put, because you want a lighter color between your brows and your eyeshadow. But I already did the brows video, so if you missed that, make sure you check out that so you can see another way to look younger is by doing your eyebrows. So make sure, guys, that you have a good blending brush and make sure that you bring it up where you can see that color. If you want these products, you can go to crazybusybeauty.com. This is palette 6. This is the blending brush that is my favorite. The other 2 brushes I used are a crease brush, which is what I used in that crease, and then the deluxe brush is what I put it on with. But my main thing to tell you, if you just can start with one brush, is get you the blending brush, because it is like night and day between an eye look, I promise you. And make sure you've got eye primer, because that's very, very, very important. You've got to have eye primer for it to not soak into your fine lines and wrinkles and make you look old. Okay, so if you need some more tips, guys, check me out on Facebook at Crazy Busy Beauty, and I will see you there.